that Trump set a long time ago to ensure that the count for the votes, is legit. Okay? Hear me out on this. Blockchain technology. It's what they use with cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other thousands and thousands of them that are out there. But it's a special technology. And I didn't want to sound like a complete dumbass while I give you guys the definition of it, because I'm not an expert, but I am getting some Bitcoin for sure. Blockchain is a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. I hope you guys are taking in what I just said, because this is game changing when it comes to voting and making sure that there's no fraud. Trump made sure that these ballots that were sent out, valid ones, had watermarks on them that could only be seen by a special light, maybe a UV light or whatever. But again, if these watermarks are not on there, then we know that the ballots that have been submitted, especially the ones in Michigan that appeared overnight, 4 a.m. in the morning, 100 and something thousand for Biden, none for Trump. Let's check that out and see if that's real, right? But if they don't have this watermark, it's not a valid ballot. So they ensure that they had this on. It's an encryption that traces it and records the data. It's just so mind-blowing and yet simple. And you're wondering, wow, why wasn't this used a long time ago? But now it is. And yeah, it's a beautiful sting operation. Trump is, man. Look, I was a little concerned because we see what they're doing. And I still am, even after this bombshell information, because obviously this is going to be great evidence that they're going to take to court, especially the Supreme Court, because that's where it's going to go. And they're going to say, hey, we've recorded this on the blockchain system. All of these valid ballots. It doesn't make sense how these were just thrown into the mix and they haven't gotten the watermark. They're fake. What's the ruling going to be? But that's my concern, is what I'm saying, is the Supreme Court are compromised. There are judges in there that are compromised, because we saw what they did in North Carolina and PA. But I'm not going to keep rambling on and on. Please share this video. Dr. Steve Pachenik on Infowars.com the other night, mind-blowing. He made sure before he came on that this was real, and Trump has set a trap for the Democrats to be exposed using blockchain technology and this special watermark on all these valid ballots. The man's a freaking genius, man.
What happened was we watermarked every ballot with what's called the QFS blockchain encryption code. In other words, we know pretty well where every ballot is, where it went, and who has it. So this is not a stolen election. On the contrary, we reversed the entire game of war along the lines of Sun Tzu, the art of war. And Trump was brilliant and still is brilliant at it. The reason he hasn't been seen, and Alex correctly said, I haven't seen him in several days. Well, in the art of the war, you pull back, allow your enemy to make all the mistakes that they are making, manipulate the situation, expose them, and then come in for the final killing. And that's what's happening now. None of this was unexpected. All of this was expected. All of this is part of the sting operation we're running. And let me tell you that 48 hours ago, not only did we put markers on those ballots, but I can say now, with the permission of people in the intelligence community and elsewhere, that we have sent out thousands and thousands of National Guards to 12 different states: Washington, Delaware, Texas, Arizona, Alabama, and everywhere. So now you have to consider and rethink what this is really about. The genius of Trump is that he is able to pull back at any point and manipulate the opponent without the opponent ever realizing. He has said repeatedly, #steal the vote. That's exactly what he has said for months. Then he made a very clear implication. He said, I will use common sense or my intelligence, i.e. both literal and figurative intelligence. And those of us in the intelligence community, be it who they are, again, what I said in 2016, when we exposed Hillary Clinton, we now exposed, and it was Trump who initiated this, Biden family. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, Jim Biden, Frank, the whole family was played right into a game where they were convicted, and you're seeing what's happening now. What was not announced was that we watermarked all the ballots with what I said, QFS blockchain, which is a very hard encryption code to break. And the second thing is we sent probably 20,000 or more our National Guards 48 hours ago. None of it was reported, and I thank the press for not reporting it and others. So what in fact is happening is you're seeing a sophisticated sting operation that was initiated by Trump. I'm just a lowly peasant in this game. And honestly, I was informed that I could say something about it today, only last night. That's why I could not come on.
Well,
This is the reverse of what you guys have been thinking. It's not a civil war. We have not been surprised in any way. This has been set up by Trump for a long, long time. In the same way that we knew about Hillary Clinton, I warned about the coup that we would do a counter coup, and this is our counter coup again against the Bidens. And that's exactly what we expected. The corruption in the mail, the corruption of USPS, corruption with the Democrats everywhere and anywhere. There was no surprise here. And that's why we deployed National Guard soldiers to 12 different states. Nothing was said about it.
Steve, you've just broken certainly perhaps the biggest news since the election here on this show. I have to play this out logically in my head.
That's why I go on your show to basically, I keep.
Well, I love you, Steve. I'd kiss you on the lips right now if it wasn't digitally.
Can't.
But
can't. There's too many people watching us.
We're open like that. We're tolerant. But Steve, following your logic here, I mean, are arrests inevitably coming down the road?
Yeah. They're coming not just down the road, they're being implemented. What you saw Corey Wendowski and Pam Biondi saying when they were in Clay County